We're back, everybody. November 22nd, 2022. Almost Turkey Day. A lot of football on Turkey Day. That's what it's all about. High school rivalries. We got one right in town at Muzzy. Huge game. Southington, Cheshire. Southington, many think, needs to win it to get into the playoffs with a, as usual, dominant team in this area. But, you know, you got to do your thing to get to the playoffs. So that's one to watch. Saturday at noon, Michigan at the Shoe.
The game.
Number 2 versus number 3. Does the winner get in or does the loser get into the college football playoff?
TCU might have something to say about that.
Ohio State would still have a shot. Michigan, no way.
Blake Corum not playing takes a little out of it for me. I don't think he's going to play.
You think Michigan? No shot. What are you doing based on strength of schedule and who they played? Yeah.
Also on Turkey Day, a first ever. You know, the boys always play on Thanksgiving. That's what we do. We celebrate the great American holiday with America's team. But we're going to have the G-Men in town after taking care of them the first time. And I'm sure everybody will be watching. Playoff implications on the line there. As always, Loddy in the studio. It's his studio. He owns it. Angry Jay coming off a loss for Eastern Connecticut with less than an hour. He just gave us a nice wave. And the Don Father, ready to talk fantasy football. What's up, fellas?
Happy holidays, everybody. Great time of year. We got a little hot stove coming up. We got NCAA hoops alive and well. NBA like a quarter way through already. But NFL and college football, a lot of talk coming up.
I cannot wait for the Giants to beat the Cowboys at home on Thanksgiving. Oh, what an early holiday present for me.
Nice offense.
Who's in first place in that division?
Oh, God. They nearly eked one out against the lowly Colts.
Is that how they base the standings?
No.
Is it quality? Is this ranking now? I think it's college football. Win's a win.
Hey, I'm rooting for Big Blue. Don Father, no shot. No shot this week.
How
and
about
they got
this guy?
16 guys on the injured list, for heaven's sake.
How about Fly Eagles Fly over here? All he said for 2 years how bad the quarterback was. Now he traded in his McNabb and Cunningham jerseys for a Hurts jersey.
It's my quarterback.
Get on the wagon, dude.
All right, hot stove. Lottie, were there any baseball awards given out lately?
Yeah, well, I mean, we talked about the Judge Ohtani thing, and maybe Don Father was the one guy that said maybe Ohtani. I don't really recall, but, I mean, we all knew it was going to be Judge all along. I think he got 28 out of the 30 first-place votes. And
Don Father said it. Go ahead.
And then Goldschmidt and the NL got all 30. The thing about Goldschmidt, 35 years old, gives you a little hope for maybe Judge. Maybe the back end of whatever contract he gets won't be as bad as people think, because Goldschmidt the last couple of years has been on fire.
Schmitty a Hall of Famer?
He's got the shot. He's got a shot. I think he needs a couple more years.
A few more, yeah. But
Hall of Fame or Hall of Really Good?
Hall really good right now.
Okay.
Let me ask you guys something. Did you think he's going to get all 30 votes? I was a little surprised at that.
Judge?
No. Goldschmidt getting all 30. I mean, was that much of a landslide?
Yeah, I mean, who was his competition? Machado, maybe Freeman?
His teammate?
Arenado. Yeah, I mean, the only 2 votes that Judge didn't get were L.A. votes, right? L.A. writers.
Yeah. He should get all 30.
He should have got all 30.
Who cares? That National League's stupid. The pitchers don't even hit anymore. Next. What do you got?
AL Cy Young. Verlander got all 30. His ERA was under 2. As much as we hate him, I mean, geez, the guy he gets better every year, and now he's a free agent. Everybody's probably lining up to get him. Yanks would get him, and he'd probably make 9 starts and get hurt. So I don't want to touch him. And then the NL was Alcantara from Miami. I mean, how long is he going to be there with the Marlins before they try to trade him?
Until the very second they can get rid of him.
But he had 6 complete games. That was more than any team in Major League Baseball. Did you guys know that?
Yes.
Well,
when the Yankees
nobody pitches anymore.
I'm not sure, but is that the organization where Derek Jeter was owner and Donnie Baseball was manager?
You'd be correct.
Yeah, but he'd be on a pitch count with the Yanks. They'd probably start him with 60 pitches until he got to May. Then they'd up him to 70 maybe by June. So they would ease him into it.
Not if we hired Donnie and Jeter. Go ahead.
He'd also lead the league in simulated games. Him and Severino would be battling out in Tampa.
Simulated World Series. After 100 days, we're throwing off an anthill. Don Father, no baseball.
What do you got? Anything? Any Red Sox get any postseason awards?
I heard the Yanks are looking at Eddie Whitson again, bringing him back.
But
bringing him back.
You didn't answer my first question, though.
GM of the year. GM of the year.
Where's Bogarts going to end up, Don Father?
Anywhere but the Yankees.
Do you think the Sox going to re-sign him?
No.
Really?
I think they're going to sign Devers. I don't think they're going to sign Bogarts.
Do you want him to?
Yes. 100%.
If you had to choose between the two.
I think I already said I'd take Devers.
That's right, yeah.
They're very high on Jeter Downs. I'm not, but they like him for some reason. They makes them as Bogarts a little expendable. I don't agree with it, but
Oh, I'd take Devers. I think I said it last week.
Well, Devers, he turned down $240 million.
yes, he did.
I know Devers didn't win the Gold Glove, but I think he did win the AL Overswinging Award the very day they were mathematically eliminated.
I'll take him.
He'd stay.
Overswing. Give him to me.
Whatever. All right. Any other baseball stuff before we move on?
I had a question on the. Again, I'm not a huge postseason guy in terms of the awards, but Francona, AL manager. I guess that's pretty good. I thought the guy from Baltimore did a heck of a job this year, and then Scott Service from Seattle. I had a problem with Showalter as much as I like him. They came in second place with the first or second payroll in baseball. Blew a huge lead during the season. He gets manager of the year in the National League.
Grumpy.
Anybody else? You think I'm grumpy about that?
No, I think Buck Showalter's grumpy and Angry Jay, who's the same.
How about
He's a
Rob?
winner.
How about Rob Thompson?
What's he won? Angry Jay. Manager of the year?
That's right.
That's his third time?
Angry Jay. We
four.
love
Four.
Showalter.
With how many
You
teams?
and I. But did he deserve it this year
No,
with that
no, I
team?
actually would have went with Thompson too. But it's based on regular season, so
But they didn't even win their division.
no, it's fine. Why you
Blew
can't?
it.
You can't really vote for Thompson.
No, I know.
All right. Another Yankee.
But winter meetings, December 4th. We'll see where the big guy goes. Rumor has it he's in San Fran
Yeah, I want to vomit.
visiting family. I'm not thrilled about that. But
Nah, we got
we'll have to
Rizzo.
wait
We're
and
getting
see.
a big guy.
We got Rizzo. We're all
They're
set.
buddies. They're buddies. He's coming back.
Cashman resigned yet?
The clown is still hanging around. We're going to try to stay away from him this segment. We spent a lot of time on him, but luckily Angry Jay brought him back up. Thanks a lot, Angry Jay. Now I'm Angry Mac.
Stay hot.
Sports on the SAC. We're moving on to one of our favorite segments, Mount Rushmore. This segment brought to you by Skygazer Brewing. You guys know the guy who owns that?
Greatest guy in the world. He's got good beverages. You guys got to get out there and try that stuff.
Not really a sports guy, though.
Not really a sports guy? Pretty good ball player by his own right.
Hey, by the way, if you go to Skygazer, go to 12% Brewing in North Haven, try the new Synergy or the new Holiday Edition. Unbelievable. You're going to wait in line because they sell out every single week. It's worth every penny. It's worth every second. So give it a shot.
Well, family show. That's for only those folks over 21. Be responsible, friends. The Mount Rushmore segment, we're changing it because we've noticed we keep having carryover guys. I mean, we obviously all had Ewing for the Big East best players. We're going to change this toward like more of a fantasy draft segment where it's a snake draft, and once somebody takes somebody, the next guy can't take them. So we're going to hang with us. We're going to run through a quick little draft of the best quarterbacks from what we're calling the modern era because like it's what we can remember. And that's 1980, color television. Alcola can't wait to now.
The golden era of football, the 80s and the 90s when fantasy football started, right? Early 90s.
When I was just
Yeah.
born and you guys were already, mid-teens. Yeah, we're good.
Father, we're the youngest ones here. Not even close. In
And
the studio audience, even older than us.
Oh, we got some old timers here joining us in the studio. Chime in, guys. Be part of the show. Angry Jay couldn't be reached for comment. Oldest guy on the with a mic. All right. So
Youngest looking.
I've decided I'll go first, and I'm gonna take the GOAT. I don't like to call him that because I wish he wasn't. I want to take Montana. I'm gonna go Tom Brady. Loddy, you're up.
Well, I'm glad you took Brady, so I don't have to. I'm gonna go Peyton Manning. Who you got, Angry Jeff?
Well, I'll go with the original GOAT and Joe Montana and his 4 Super Bowls. It's a hell of a pick for a third pick, huh?
Don Father's got 2.
I do. My first one is going to be Dan Marino. And my second one, I am going modern and going with Patty Mahomes.
Wow.
That's a decent top 5 right there.
I mean, I think I've won this thing already. You guys left John Elway as the 6th pick at best quarterbacks. So, you guys want to declare me the winner now, or do you want to keep doing this?
I got to tell you, that 2-3 record in Super Bowls isn't getting me over the top there, Jay.
The 5 Super Bowl appearances is pretty impressive.
Oh, so Jim Kelly must be on your list.
They
then.
beat the Browns 3 times. So, I mean, really, that's not really a big deal.
What do you know about that?
What do you got, Bobby? Bobby Mack?
You're next.
You're up.
You're up.
I'm up. All right.
Oh, you're up. Oh, I've got 2.
I'll go. I'm going to go Elway, unfortunately.
Swung on and missed.
I have to do it.
Can we
can't
find this
split
guy
past
already?
it.
Like he's picking the same
Loddy,
guys.
you're fined 5 minutes of silence in the next segment because Angry Jay just took Elway.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I know, but I'm flustered with the Elway thing because of what he did to me. So I'm going Breeze. I'm going Drew Brees. He's a little bit of a compiler, but at that size, what a career he had.
That makes it easy for me. I think I got 2 no-brainers. One recent, Aaron Rodgers. And then I'm going to go to the lefty, Steve Young. And I got to tell you a story about the lefty, Steve Young.
I like that one.
Angry Jay and I have been in a touchdown-only fantasy football league for a long time, kind of a unique scoring league. And Loddy's been in last couple years. His team name's the Dog Pound. Guys,
I thought I changed that, didn't I?
you should have.
I think I'm leading that league, though.
But anyway, 4 points for receiving touchdown, 6 points, 6 points for receiving, 4 for the pass. I got a 10-pointer with Steve Young. One of the first years I had him, he threw a pass. I'm thinking against the Packers. It was tipped. He caught it and got credit for the reception. And ran it in 10 points on the one toss.
I remember that one.
That's like pretty unbelievable. So I'll take the lefty, Steve Young, from
Brigham Young.
You.
home state.
Greenwich, Connecticut.
You know that, Connecticut. Go ahead.
You got 2, don't you?
I did. I took Rogers and Young. You guys got to keep up. I mean, Lottie's repeating, guys. I just took 2. He said I got another
I
one.
repeated a guy just after he was taken.
You don't get the show.
I'm focused.
Browns fan. Yep.
You taking Kozar? Brian Sipe,
What number was Sipe?
17.
Kozar?
All right, I'm going to go.
19.
I'm going Warren Moon.
Oh my God.
I love Warren Moon. On Tecmo, too? How good is Warren Moon? Hayward, Jeffries,
Angry
Givens,
Jay,
and
did I
Duncan?
did I hurt you there?
No, you guys are like, I'm just going to take championship guys. I'll take Terry Bradshaw. There's another 4 Super Bowls. This is a wrap.
Terry Bradshaw.
You guys are playing for the
Does
silver
that guy
medal,
know
right?
where he is right now?
It doesn't matter. He won championships. Nice. What are you guys going to take next?
How many games did he win in the
That guy
80s?
was concussed like 19 times in 1 year.
I was going to take Elvis Grbac, but you just kind of ruined it. So I go back to back now, right?
From?
Yeah, I like the Bradshaw one. Most of his career was in the 70s. I mean, come on. This is from 80 on.
He made it into the 80s.
I'm going to go Brett Favre.
Criminal.
I'm really
Wait,
Great
when's
guy.
that story going to be bigger?
Great guy.
when this fantasy draft is over. Hemming and hawing right now between 2-time Super Bowl champion and a 4-time Super Bowl loser. Gotta go Eli Manning. 2-time MVP. Going Eli.
Eli, what
Don
number?
Father,
What number
that's
are we
disgusting.
on? What number are we on?
That was my 4th pick.
You're done? That's your...
He's in
Okay.
the top 15 quarterbacks since
All
1980.
right, I'm going with Jim Kelly.
No.
Once it's laid, it's played.
If you can't take the heat, you can't change your pick. But I
That's
mean,
a Tim
top
Peichel draft move.
in the last 40 years, he's one of the top 15 quarterbacks. Okay,
I'm repulsed.
who's up after
Troy.
that one?
Troy Aikman. I'll take another
I like it.
multiple Super Bowl title winner. It was either him or Rodney Peete. But
Oh, easy.
Bobby Mack, you got one more? Or you want me to
Loddy, you're up. We're in order here.
go? In order. All right. This is my last pick. I'm going. God, as much as I want to go Kozar, I'll go Jim Kelly. Poor guy.
How do you do in the big one?
Not very well. Cowboys had a little something to say about that, right?
Who?
The Cowboys.
Let's go. You got the
Giants
last
too,
one.
I believe.
Once.
Wide right.
Yeah.
I'm going with a dynamic guy. Probably don't see it coming. May not agree with it. I'm going to go with Randall. So
Yeah, he was on my list. Good one.
So my guys are my Mount Rushmore: Tom Brady, argue with it; Rodgers, Steve Young from Connecticut, Randall Cunningham, Loddy. He didn't really know he was up most of the time, but he went with Peyton Manning,
I hope you wrote mine down because I didn't.
Drew Brees, Warren Moon. I actually love the Warren Moon pick. Two country dominant quarterback, right? Canadian football with the 20-foot end zones in the NFL. Angry, Montana, Elway, Bradshaw, Aikman, won all championships, whatever. And then the Don father, Marino, Mahomes, great start, criminal, and then the homer pick, Eli. Don father loses big time. We're going to get this up on Twitter so you guys can vote for it. That's LODMAC_Yanks. Get on Twitter, vote for this one. It'll be up by the time this segment airs. I'm thinking it's either me or Jay. Lottie's fine because of not paying attention, and Jeff, the Don father, really
Yeah,
dropped
but I
the
got
ball.
my guy AJ is gonna take care of that for me. He's gonna make it sound better, I think, right?
Audio engineer?
I think so.
Oh, AJ Bennell, one of the best in the business.
Extraordinaire.
Yep, one of the
He's
best
gonna
in
make
the
me
business.
look good like he always does every week.
I just can't do it, Captain. I do it have the power.
I was going to go Big Ben after Favre, but I couldn't go that way for obvious reasons, so I kind of stuck with
What,
it.
Eli?
Stuck with the two-time Super Bowl MVP on this list.
Guys, Eli a Hall of Famer. I mean,
Yeah,
100%.
I think he is.
First ballot, right? Studio audience? Yep, they're all agree. See?
Will he make it? Yes. He's the Hall of Very Good.
And 2 Super Bowl rings. I mean, he's getting in.
is he a better passer than Phil Rivers?
No.
It's a good one because that was the same draft class. Orlowski was in that draft
Yeah, you
class
remember
too.
when-
How'd Dan Orlowski's career go?
Pretty good. He's great on TV.
He's
he
great.
runs out of the end zone on his
Yeah,
snap
I mean,
one time,
it
pulls a
happen-
harky.
I mean, it happens.
Made
It
about
happens.
$40 million, right? In the NFL, something like that.
He gets to hang out with Laura Rutledge, too.
Mr. Bedell. He's not here. One of our studio audience members not here. Big Dolphin fan. Wanted to hear about some Marino from him, but
We got a Big Ben guy here, though. Big Steeler guy.
Yeah,
Terrible
I think-
towels.
I don't think Ben makes that list.
Mike Kroc. Does he get in the Hall of Fame, Big Ben?
Questionable. I would say so, but questionable.
Wow, a
Absolutely.
homer doesn't even
I'll tell you
believe
what,
it.
Absolutely.
whoever picked Steve Young, I thought that was a great pick. I thought he went.
Yeah, that's why I won the draft. Mount Rushmore, baby.
I think
All right.
Roethlisberger gets in the Hall.
4-year starter.
All right.
Roethlisberger definitely makes it, by the way.
So this next segment brought to you by Skygazer Brewing. This is our Who Would You Rather segment. And our one lengthy topic this week, before we get into some more fun stuff, is a debate between Pac-10 tight ends. University of California's Tony Gonzalez also played on the basketball team, I believe, in the NCAA tournament. Did they make the tournament? Did they? I don't know.
I don't know when if he was playing when they made it, but they've made it in the past. I mean, he definitely played there.
I just thought it was amazing that him and Julius Peppers, you could watch them play on Big Monday or, late at night for Pac-10, and you watch them on Sundays for 15 years or so. Going against up University of Arizona's Desert Storm's Rob Gronkowski, the big Polak. We're going to hash this one out, and we're going to start with Loddy.
Nothing against Gonzalez. Played 17 years, over 1,000 yards 4 times, 10 or more touchdowns 3 times. He only played 7 playoff games. That wasn't really his fault. Gonzalez's quarterbacks, Elvis Gerbach, Rich Gannon.
Are you talking about Gronk or
I
Gonzalez?
know, but
Let's stay on your
I
side
want
of
to
the
compare
fence.
it. I'm comparing it. Give me a second. Trent Green, a young Matt Ryan, but you got to go Gronkowski. Probably obviously Tom Brady had a lot to do with it, but he was like a combination of Bavaro just in terms of his toughness and carrying tacklers and just his hands and the routes that he ran. But 4 years of more than 1,000 yards, 5 years of 10 or more touchdowns, 4 and 2 in Super Bowls, and then in 22 postseason games, 15 touchdowns. You can't really compare. Kelsey from KC may have a better career than Gronkowski, which is saying something. But I'm going to go with Gronk if you're just comparing him with Tony.
Don, Father, you agree with that?
I don't. I think Loddy obviously knows a lot more about Gronk's hands than I do. I mean, Angry Jay and I were talking right now. As we all say, the best ability is availability. Tony Gonzalez missed 2 games in 17 seasons. 2 games in 17 seasons.
Can the Yankees sign him? Can the Yankees sign him?
You just said that. You just said it.
I said 2 games.
I know, but you said it 3 times.
Seasons.
What else you got?
How many times did Gronk play? 14 games.
I don't care.
So he's Cal
When
Ripken
he's
now?
never on the field, how
When he
good can
played,
be?
he was the best player on the field.
When he played, yeah, which was hard to watch. You better really focus because he played about once every 6 weeks.
What football card are you looking at? That's not true.
Gonzalez.
Flip that tops over.
Gonzalez, third all time receptions.
Don't look at me when you're
Not
talking.
for tight ends. For all-time receptions, Tony Gonzalez third all-time. I don't think Gronk's first, second. No, he's not even top 17. Whoa. Not even top 17. Come on.
Gonzalez played how many more years than Gronk? All right, what else you got?
Because
What
he was
else you
healthy?
got? What else you
You're
got?
making my argument
What
for you.
else you got?
15,127 receiving yards. Gronk had 9,000. 111 touchdowns. That's one area Gronk is close, but he's still 20 touchdowns off. 92 compared to 111 touchdowns. They're not even in the same vicinity.
Gronk played 11 years. Gonzalez 17 years.
Is that because he was always hurt? We might have to go
no.
back to that again. And you mentioned quarterbacks. Gronk had the best quarterback of all time thrown to him. How many passes did he catch from non-Tom Brady?
Who's got that quarterback in the Mount Rushmore, by the way?
It's a great pick.
Okay. all right.
Great pick. How many touchdowns from somebody other than Tom Brady? I think it was one.
Yeah, it's not very high.
One. Where this guy's playing with guys that are playing for Bristol Eastern, Bristol Central. You know, you mentioned all the quarterbacks.
Oh, Angry Jay's going
in
to
your
chime in
argument. Yeah, I'm going to give it. Well, I'm going to let Mac decide where it goes after this. But I mean, come on. 17 seasons, he missed 2 games. That's big. You got to be on the field to make an impact.
I think Angry Jay's gonna side with Loddy.
Hell no. With Loddy? You kidding me?
It's
First
an
of all-
easy argument.
First of all, Gronk, a 5-time Pro Bowler. We got a 14-time Pro Bowler in Gonzalez.
Compiler. Go.
Yeah, he compiled a lot of numbers, and he didn't quite have the defense that the Patriots had to get him to a lot of those playoff games. Never. We mentioned Elvis Grbac and Tyler Thigpen that were throwing the ball to one Tony Gonzalez.
Derek
First-class
Thomas,
guy.
Duron
Listen,
Cherry, they weren't
listen.
good enough to get him there?
Like,
Okay. all right.
Gronk, like, at what point do you stop being the stupid drunk college guy? Like, he looked like Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds. Like, come on. We got a first class. He's the best tight
What
end
does
of
that
all
got
time.
to do with anything? Football player. Football player.
Tony Gonzalez is a better football player than Rob Gronkowski. The numbers don't lie.
Bobby Mack, help me out here.
You done, Angry Jay?
I mean, I could go on if you wanted me to read off the numbers.
No,
Well, we already
I mean,
heard the
I
numbers.
think the Don Father read every number imaginable.
Yeah, we got a math nerd over. I mean, geez, Master Pie over here. All right, so Gonzalez definitely a better player at basketball. As far as football goes, I've yet to see Gonzalez have a strong January or first weekend in February, and I don't care who his quarterback is.
No, of course you don't.
I'm talking about. I hate the Patriots. I hate the Patriots.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with helping a guy's production.
The guy's dominant. The guy was dominant. Gonzalez played on a lot of teams with crap wide receivers too. I mean, who else are they going to throw it to? Dwayne
So that means he's
Bowe?
getting tripled covered and stuff. Like, how do you get to January
Gronk
with,
wasn't
with
triple
Kansas
covered?
with Kansas City's defense?
And then you get a interception or a fumble on Gronk or whatever. He's going to come back and pile drive you. That's the Bills guy. That I mean,
If he's playing,
yeah. So he's selective. He picks when he plays. He makes sure he's healthy. He'd be a great Yankee.
yep, he'll
And,
be playing left field for the Yanks next year.
You know what? I'd take his 4 rings if he was with the Yanks. Bottom line is, the guy's a winner. You drafted all your quarterbacks on winners. The guy's got 4 Super Bowl rings. How are you going to say this other guy's better? He's a compiler. He's a compiler. He played a long time, and he was really good at it. He's Cal Ripken. I get it.
Hey, if I was going to go and have spend a weekend with somebody having a few adult beverages, I'd pick Gronk in a second. But if I'm talking about tight end playing a game of football, who I can count on to be on the field in a month from now, it's going to be Gonzalez. It's not going to be Gronk. He has more catches for first down than Gronk has catches. I mean, come on.
Did you just make that up?
Played for 6 more years.
I might have. Let me check my numbers.
He played for 6 more years, though.
That sounded good, though.
So his defenses weren't good enough?
I mean, the studio audience clearly agrees with Gonzalez. They just all gave thumbs up. I mean, you should have seen the gestures they did when he talked about Gronk. So
We got a Dolphins fan saying Gronk was better.
I believe he said Gonzalez.
We're gridlocked here, folks.
Speaking of
Loddy and Max Sports on the SAC. This cul-de-sac is in a dead gridlock. And luckily, we have studio audience here. We got money on the table here. Mr. Bedell, just say one word. Gonzalez or Gronk?
Gronk.
You can stay. Gronk.
Looks like I gotta leave.
All right.
There we go.
Gronk it is. All right.
He's a lot bigger.
All right, we'll throw that one up on Twitter too, guys. Healthy debate. I mean, obviously, neither side is bashing the professionalism and ability to play one of the toughest positions in football, and both of them probably have something to do with changing the position. I mean, we left out some guys we talked about throwing into this debate, like Antonio Gates and the like. Kelsey's going to be there soon.
Sharp.
But there's a ton of Sharp. There's a ton of ones playing right now that are, going to be in this discussion soon. Dalton Schultz. I mean, all right.
Who do you think changed that position though? Starting in the early '80s.
Novacek, Saldi, Cosby.
No.
Billy Joe Dupree.
Kellen Winslow.
Kellen Winslow. That's who comes to my mind right away.
Hey,
He changed it to a receiving position, not just a blocking
lead into a
position.
trivia question. So, as I mentioned, Gonzalez, 3rd in all-time receptions. Who's the only other tight end in the top 10?
It's not Gronk, I bet.
Top 10, not top 210.
Shannon Sharp.
Gates.
That's why.
Dalton Schultz.
Jason Witten.
Hard-hitting Jason Witten.
That guy played 29 years. Though.
Compiler.
From
Tennessee.
Yeah, and not to mention he did a heck of a job on Monday Night Football.
Another guy that doesn't know where he is.
Oh my God, how bad was he? I loved him too.
Yeah, him and Booger. Oh boy.
All right, so who'd you rather? We're gonna go with quick hitters now. It is not rivalry week like college basketball and all that stuff, but like we got Ohio State, Michigan. We got Bristol Central, Bristol Eastern. We got Naugatuck, Ansonia. We got Sulington, Cheshire. We got all kinds of rivalries.
St. Paul's playing Gilbert.
That's a big one.
I mean, there's nothing. That's a
Go
headliner.
Falcons.
Holy Cross, Wolcott. Anyway, big rivalries going on. So I picked some rivals, and it's up to you. Who won more? Who'd you like more? Who'd you think was tougher? Who would you rather be? Who would you rather be with? But I'm going to start with Ali Frazier.
Joe Frazier's so ugly, his face should be donated to the Bureau of Wildlife.
Loddy?
Oof. I liked Frazier's style better. He was a brawler. I know Ali's going to be a popular choice. I'm going Frazier.
Mr. Bedell, you want in there?
I'll go with Frazier as well.
He's kicked out. Angry Jay.
You got to go with the greatest of all time.
The GOAT?
I am the greatest.
Yeah, Ali.
Another studio contribution. Mr. Croc, what you got?
I'm going Frazier.
Down goes Frazier.
I mean, come on. You got to go with Muhammad Ali. Why is this even a debate? It's like Tyson
debate.
against Tommy Morrison. Come on.
The funny thing is, they hate each other, till Ali's death, right? Frazier's still going. Remember, he said after the Olympics or whatever, he goes, "Who won those fights now?" When Ali could, he had trouble getting that
He
torch
didn't
up
win
there.
him then.
Well, you know what I mean. These guys were like, they didn't like each other, and there's something to be said about that about sports. I do like when people realize that the only thing they have is time, and in time they should shake hands and say, "Hey, that was great."
Bobby Mack, we have a much older studio audience than we usually do here.
Yeah, we do. Look at these guys.
Boxing in the 70s and 80s wasn't it a great sport? ABC, Wild World of Sports, at 4 o'clock, you get a brawl, and man, boxing, nobody talks about it anymore.
I
right?
feel like the kids today are robbed of how great boxing was. But I'm going to go to another individual sport real quick. And, like, I pretend I didn't watch this stuff because I love baseball and thought this sport was, a little on the softer side. But
Are you going tennis?
I loved it.
You are going tennis.
I did. Bjorn Borg, McEnroe. Go.
Oh, my God. One of my all-time favorite athletes
Bjorn
was
Borg,
Johnny
McEnroe.
Mack.
Yep.
Johnny Mack. Fiery guy from New York City. Lefty with the headband and the wooden racket. Johnny Mack.
I mean, I was a semi-pro tennis player, but Bjorn Borg, it's not even close. I have no stats in front of me.
Wait a minute.
Not even close.
You were what?
Oh, you heard me.
Did
It's
you
not
just-
even close. Not even close. Bjorn Borg. Look at the numbers, which I don't have. Not even close.
Bjorn Borg, hands down. Johnny Mack, as much as I loved him for his temper tantrums, like, grow up at some point. You know what I'm saying?
And he was great in Mr. Deeds, too.
Yeah,
I mean,
come on.
Rebel without a pause, Johnny Mack. He brought tennis
Loved
into
him.
the forefront a little bit. Maybe I don't need to ask this, but like they're so recent and tied together. I figured I'd say Peyton and Brady just by any chance somebody goes Peyton.
Oh, I'll go Peyton. Absolutely. As far as quarterbacking, absolutely. I'll go Peyton.
I agree, Angry Jay. Yep.
Put Brady with the Colts defense.
Did you say as far as quarterbacking?
Yes.
As opposed to...
Listen,
Marital advice?
are we just talking about championships? I obviously won the Mount Rushmore segment, so now we're just talking about who would you want as your quarterback. If we're starting from scratch, I'm taking Peyton Manning. I don't think there is a better one. How about that?
I agree with that.
Tom Brady.
I kind of want to lead toward Peyton. Mr. Vidal, anything there?
Absolutely, Peyton Manning. I think we get caught up sometimes in how many championships
Thank you.
certain players win.
This guy should come back more often. Jesus.
Trent Dilford won more Super Bowls than Dan Marino.
Oh.
But Trent Dilford's not a better quarterback than Dan Marino.
Mr. Vidal, great studio contribution there. I got to go Brady, but I see what these guys are saying. Like, I mean... Peyton was a special mind, and then he had the ability to match it, but the other guy just wants to win. I got to take the guy that wants to win. Not that he didn't want to win. Another tennis one. Got to go females here. Chris Everett, Martina.
This is going to be the last tennis one, right?
Federer and what's his face?
Nah, I mean, like forever. We'll go.
No respect for tennis?
I like USA.
Kevin Ross, where are you?
I like USA tennis, but Martina was better than Chrissy.
I'll jump in. I agree. I think Martina was a much more accomplished tennis player.
Angry, don't act like you didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it.
You might not have watched it, people.
Yeah, I'll go with the what they said. What's her name?
Martina Navratilova is what they said, one of the all-time greats.
Her.
Mr. Bedell, you got anything?
Well, as the father of a all-conference tennis player at St. Paul Catholic High School, I would say Martina, but, it's just a mute discussion if you don't bring Serena into the...
Yeah, but they were rivals.
Right.
We're not talking about who's better. We're talking
Okay.
rivals. So they played
Martina, absolutely.
Okay.
Better
All right.
player.
Loddy, one more tennis? No. All right. Bird and Magic, go.
The Magic Man.
Oh my God, Bird, hands down. Who do you throw the ball to at the end of a game?
Magic.
Need a basket
Because he could score
The-
and deliver.
The Magic Man
There
makes
is
a pass for a layup.
The greatest clutch performer of all time, Larry Bird.
Homer.
Is Larry Bird, in your mind, the greatest player in the game today? Well, no question he's the best playing right now. He does so many things. He shoots inside, he shoots outside. He can pass, he can rebound. And I think people misunderstand Larry because his awareness and smarts of the game is what makes him, not everything else that he does, but his just as smart of the game, knowing what to do at what time of the game.
I shouldn't even have to say it, but it's Larry Bird, obviously. I've never agreed with Angry
Well,
Jay so
we're
much on
talking
one
to
night.
two Celtic fans. There's no objectivity
I'm
here.
a Knicks fan. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, there's not a lot of those around here. I gotta take the Magic, man, just with the versatility. And did Bird scare me when he got it last? Of course. But
Yeah, nothing against
Scared
Bird
everybody.
at all. Nothing.
this is one of those special ones, though, where I think the rivalry kind of like supersedes like who you take in it. Like that was just a special competition between those two guys.
Changed the NBA.
They hit each other, and then they
Respected
loved
the
each
heck
other.
out of each other. That league was dead until those two guys came into the NBA.
Yep. The highlight of them doing the fist bump before one of the games they played, it's one of the coolest things ever. But Angry's not buying it. He just wants to seltz all day long. All right. Rivalry. Bama, Auburn. What do they call the game?
Iron Bowl.
Iron Bowl. Who you taking? I mean, you
am I
flip on
taking?
the TV in a random year. Who you taking?
Bama.
I'll go Bama too.
I mean to jump on, but yeah, Bama. Roll Tide.
However,
I got to go War Eagle.
I do love Takeo Spikes'
War
Eagle champ.
something Eagle.
Bobby Mack. Better rivalry, Auburn, Bama, or Michigan, Ohio State?
Well, I had that next.
Oh, you
Michigan,
do?
Michigan,
Okay.
Ohio State. So I'm going to answer the question first. What's a better rivalry?
It depends on where you live, right?
I guess so. Yeah. But up in the Northeast, what would we say? I got to think Ohio State, Michigan.
I'm thinking UConn, UMass football. Up here.
We took care of them. I was there. Huskies took care of them. Big Blue. Rosa, 2 touchdowns. Ohio State, Michigan. Who you got?
Michigan. Big Blue.
This year,
Ever.
Just who I
You
like.
turn it on.
Woody Hayes and the Buckeyes, I think.
I'm going Ohio State. They're working class. Those elitist teams I can't root for. Figures Donfather would pick Michigan. He's probably a closet Duke fan too.
I think it was a Joey Galloway article, and listeners, correct me if I'm wrong, but as the legend goes, this rivalry was so intense that it went to every level of the university and community, where that if you were listed as an injured player at Ohio State University during practice, they made you wear a Michigan jersey.
That's a cool story.
Is that unbelievable? I mean, I love it. I wish I thought of that.
Oh, the Spielman story's better. Did you ever see the documentary on HBO?
No. The linebacker?
Yeah, so he's from Ohio, and he was being recruited by both. His parents said to him, like, choice is yours. We're not going to have any say. Visits both schools, sits down with his parents in the living room, says, Mom, Dad, I made my decision. I'm going to Michigan. His dad looks at him and goes, No, you're not. You're going to Ohio State. Went to Ohio State.
Have you guys ever
Great
been?
parent. And
Have you been to either venue?
Yeah, I've been to the shoe. Yeah. Unbelievable.
For a game, Angry Jay?
Yeah.
Anybody else? Big house or the shoe? No,
I wish.
that's on my bucket list.
Well, we need sponsors, listeners. If you could rally some sponsors, and we could take this show on the road if you get us to either the big house or the shoe.
I got a buddy. I'm working on it. I got a buddy whose kid plays volleyball at Ohio State.
Can't get a football player?
We're working on it. We're working on it.
By the way, the line for that game, 2 versus 3, is 7.5. OSU by 7.5.
Really?
I think it has
All
to do
right.
with the Heisman candidate being probably hurt and not playing on Saturday.
All right, let's get serious here. I mean, it's a big day. Everyone's going to watch at noon. For real. A real street brawl. Van Damme or Seagal?
Seagal. He goes old school. He'll pull something out like a garbage can and hit him
Yeah,
head with it. And can't.
Yeah,
Can't
Seagal's
go.
got like
Can't go.
a nunchuck or something on him
Yeah.
at all times. I'm going Seagal because he's a Chicago guy, no?
Dates hotter chicks too.
Have you ever seen Bloodsport or Death Warrant people? What's the matter with you? You
Chung
gotta go.
Lee.
Van
They're not
Damme.
real.
They're not real.
Chung
Steven
Lee.
Seagal's above
Chung
the
Lee.
waist. He's only above the waist. Come on, you got to be able to use all 4 limbs. Can't just use your
why
arms.
are you yelling so
What's
much
the matter
today?
with you people? Because this is incessant.
Yeah,
Come on.
Angry
Just
Donfather.
bring it down a notch,
Who are you
man.
taking? This is a real street
I
brawl.
think we already
Van
know.
Damme, not even
in a
close.
real street brawl?
Seagal's. Come on. Yes, not even close.
I take Van Damme too. Van Damme too. Okay.
He's like
Hold
3
on.
feet tall.
Oh no. So in Hollywood, a Hollywood brawl.
Nobody said they wouldn't fight you. I mean, come on.
Enough. You don't want Angry Jay after a loss.
Yeah, that's it. Come on.
All right.
We could step outside it.
The Hollywood version, do you change your mind at all?
No.
You're still going Seagal?
Yes.
Angry?
No, he'll do him ugly.
Van Damme?
No.
Seagal?
Sticking with Van Damme.
I think Seagal takes him in any Hollywood story. Everyone loves the ponytail, and you can't understand Van Damme. All right. How about Jason Bourne or the guy from Taken? I don't know what his character name was.
Liam Neeson?
That's
that guy?
That's his real name. Like,
Brian.
Brian?
who are you taking? Bourne or that guy? I mean, they did some serious
I mean,
stuff.
what Neeson is doing at age 70, I'm taking him.
I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you.
And taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, all those movies were unbelievable.
I'm going Bourne. Cool first name.
Jason?
Yeah.
I'm not a Matt Damon
The guy's
guy.
angry.
Come on.
I agree with Angry Jay. Jason Bourne all day, baby.
Better movies, too.
You're not going with the veteran?
You know what, though? I knew so much about Bourne's training that I thought that, what's his name again? The guy
Brian?
from Taken? Brian. You didn't know he had that in him. Some old dude. He found him. He had no way to find him. He had no cell phone. He had a little computer with like a chip he put in it. He found a guy like
We're
across the
throwing
world.
it around like his name was really Brian in the movies. Was that his name? I mean, you guys
What
were
was his
just...
name?
Yes.
How did you know
Brian.
that?
Don Father
Hey,
doesn't
why-
make
You
stuff
watch
up.
it. You put it in.
Brian.
You pay attention when the movie's going.
All right. Who's crankier? Who's crankier? Not Jay. Who's crankier? Buck Showalter or Coach Belichick?
Early stats are for losers. Final scores for winners.
Go.
Belichick. I think Showalter's a little... he's gotten a little happier over the years, I think. He appreciates the position he's in now. His days are dwindling.
I'll go Belichick. I mean, you ever get noticed the winners are cranky? Just saying.
I go with Belichick also.
If Buck wasn't cranky, he'd still be the manager. We would have won about 15 ships. Buck is crankier. At least Bill gets the defense to play. But they both dress the same on the sidelines. Anyway, moving right along. Would you rather be... Loddy, you with me?
Yeah.
Would you rather be a turkey on Thanksgiving or cash if George was still alive? Go.
I'll say a turkey on Thanksgiving. It'll last a little bit longer because you got leftovers. You got the whole weekend for that. Cash he's gone within like 5 minutes. So I'm going turkey. Just longevity.
So I'm picking a turkey, or if I want to be cash.
No, a turkey on Thanksgiving or cash while George is still
Angry
alive.
Jay always gets confused with these
It's
questions.
I'm taking a turkey. I don't want to be cash ever.
Cash
I'd
all,
beat myself
cash all
up.
day.
Why, Don Father?
It's one of the greatest Americans we have in the country right now.
I'm going to take the turkey on Thanksgiving because I'm going to bring joy to many people, even if it's for a short period of time, and cash has brought nobody any
Way
joy.
too many Red Sox fans in here right now.
All right, next. I know we all got picks coming up, but a special Turkey Day, football day. Giants, Cowboys, no spread. Who's winning the ball game?
No spread?
No spread. Who's winning?
Dallas is dominating the Giants on Thursday.
Angry.
Dallas.
Don Father. Say it.
Giants.
Say it. Oh, my goodness.
Let me call Commissioner. See who he thinks I'm going to go opposite.
What kind of pie you like best? Pumpkin, apple? What do you go for?
No pumpkin.
What do you go for? Apple?
Apple, yeah.
Ice cream?
Of course. Chocolate, though, not vanilla.
Okay. Boy, I hope you enjoy that pie because your Thanksgiving's gonna suck. All right, moving on.
Your day's over by 5:30. I think.
Oh my God, where's Callet? Where's Mr. Callet?
Where is he? Is right.
Guys, enough of this. Let's talk about UConn hoops. Loddy, what do you think?
Well, Andre Jackson came back. Shooting guard came back. Sanogo's putting up big numbers. Charter Oak, 9 points, 7 rebounds, 3 blocks a game. They haven't played a lot of great competition the first 4 or 5 games, but nobody really has. But again, Jordan Hawkins healthy at the shooting guard is going to help them. But they got some big games coming up. They got Oregon in the Phil Knight tournament. The second game in that tournament would be against Alabama or Michigan State. Another very good game. They got Oklahoma State coming up, Florida. So I think you're going to learn a lot about UConn in the next 2 or 3 weeks. But I like the way to project Point guard for me is still a little bit of an issue. But if Sanogo is going to be like 20-10, they're definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with.
The guy's named Newton, the one that. And then the Calcutta. How do you say his name?
Calcaterra. But the kid Carabin from Massachusetts, New Hampshire area, putting up huge numbers, shooting 50% from threes. You got to be able to shoot. Listen, in basketball, it's a miss or make. It's a miss or make sport. You got to make shots from outside. If you're ever like down close, if you got great seats at a college game, there's not a lot of space to move, right? Anytime you drive, there's nowhere to go. Angry Jay will tell you that. You got to be able to hit 20-foot, 22-foot jumpers, and UConn's been searching for that jump shooter for a while, but maybe the Hawkins-Carabin combination will help them a little bit this year.
Well, the Charter Oak had limited minutes in the first half the other night. Coach was stomping his feet and yelling and doing all his business. That's what he does. And I guess the kid's got to go through it, but I just hope it works out for him. Well, I want him to be out there a lot more than he's out there. I think he's a perfect complement for the big guy. I'd like to see him play together a little bit.
Absolutely.
On to Rutgers. Had the first loss against Temple in Connecticut, coach's home state on Friday night. A bunch of us were there. Night really sucked. But there's some bright spots, and we're waiting for Caleb and Paul to get back. They just blew out Ryder by 30 tonight, so we're back on track. Who's up next? Miami? CCSU next?
Yeah, we got CCSU. We got Miami coming up later in the month. But I think if Mulcahy and McConnell can just get back for the Big Ten action, which starts on December 3rd against Indiana, I think they'll be fine. But you know what? And we all know, because we've been involved with basketball in some way, shape, or form, when a couple guys are down, it allows other guys some playing time. So Hyatt's played a little bit more. Mag's played. Spencer's been fantastic. Simpson. So now you're developing a little bit of depth when these other two guys that you're relying on as seniors aren't around. I think it just serves them well going forward.
Yeah. Another thing that would serve them well if those other two guys went out in the court and played basketball. But, whatever. We do what we do, and wait for the next game.
It's kind of like Gronk.
Bam.
Angry Jay won't let it go. We said it was Gronk, Angry Jay. Jeez. All right, moving into the Don Father. Let's talk about some fantasy football.
I mean, I'm torn, guys, for the dumpster fire of the week, because clearly the Vikings lost 40-3, but the entire Patriots-Jets game was a dumpster fire of the week. So if you watched that game, and I don't think anybody did, I'm going to run off real quick the possessions in that game. Punt, 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 punt. Turnover on downs. Punt, punt, punt. Miss field goal. Punt, punt, punt. Miss field goal. Field goal, punt, 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 punt.
Did he say they punted a lot?
That was the Jets-Patriots game. That's not me stuttering. That was actually happened during the game. It was the least entertaining game I've ever watched. It was the worst coached last 10 seconds of a game I've ever seen. It was absolutely horrible. And dumpster fire as a team, I mean, the Vikings, 40-3. Kirk continues to step up in big games. Marcus Pollard had more yards than the entire Minnesota team. Passing and running. It's just awful.
Clearly you haven't seen Rich Coach.
They're going to get smoked on third. I mean, the Vikings they can't win a primetime game. The game was on TV. Kirk knows it. He's worried more about his hair, like Bobby, than actually competing. And so it's what happens when you get in the spotlight. Mac gets all these autograph seekers now. His hair is always combed. It's ridiculous. Couple other notes. Injuries, guys. There are some big ones. Justin Fields might not play again all year. Heard that today. He might play this week. He might not play again all year. Matthew Stafford, I think, is still in concussion protocol for the next probably rest of the season. He's sitting next to Cooper Kupp in a hotel room or a hospital bed. They're probably not going to play either one of them. I'm going to get as much as I can't stand the Cowboys, though, when you watch that game. Micah Parsons is ridiculous.
He's pretty good.
Mac likes to say he's the best player in football. He's really, really good.
Pretty close.
I can't stand the Cowboys, but again, he's good. He's really good. Vikings, by the way, fake record. They outscored their opponents by 2 points for the entire season. I mean, come on. That's this bad. By the way, going back to our top 10 quarterback list, our Mount Rushmore quarterback list, I think Loddy picked Drew Brees, I think. You mentioned a compiler. I think it was Loddy. So Drew Brees, by the way, number 2 all-time in completion percentage. Behind who?
Somebody old where they didn't throw it a lot?
He is not old. He's active.
Mahomes.
No, Loddy's favorite quarterback, Deshaun Watson. That is right. Therapy on board right there. Highest completion percentage in the history of the NFL.
That guy's name is banned from the show, by the way, from this point forward. Go.
I didn't know that before. All right.
Well, just happened now.
We were talking about Gronk. We were talking about Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce now, by the way, has 33 games with 100-plus yards. He already broke Gronk's record right now. By the way, Gronk did have the record for most 100-yard games as a tight end.
Pretty good for us.
Not anymore.
Second best Kelsey in the family.
It's not bad. All right, guys, let's throw in a stardom and sit him, and I'll throw up a couple other questions right now. By the way, I'm going to roll in another trivia question because Loddy hasn't really gotten one in a while, so I'm going to give him another chance. So, Loddy or Jay, Justin Fields this week had his 5th game in a row with a rushing and a passing touchdown, tying for the record. Who did he tie?
RG3?
No, sir.
I will Cam Newton.
All right,
Hold on.
Studio audience, anybody have a guess on that?
How many again?
5 in a row. 5 games in a row with a rushing and a passing touchdown. Only one other person's gotten 5.
That's crazy.
I got another guess, but
You use your guesses, man. You burned your bridge.
Tebow.
Studio audience, anybody?
Randall
Tebow.
Cunningham?
Did you say Tebow? No.
What do you got? What do you got, guys?
Randall?
Kyler Murray.
Oh.
2020.
Stay hot, Kyler.
Stumped you.
Thought it was
sucks.
Jared Lorenzen.
He sucks. Rumbling. Stumbling.
Start him, sit him, boys. Quarterbacks. Jimmy G is hot. Four touchdowns the other night. I didn't tell you to start him, but either way, he had 4. He's playing against the Saints. Saints have nobody playing right now. Cameron Jordan might not play again. Lattimore might not play again. Jimmy G is on fire. He's got weapons everywhere.
All they want to do is get rid of
fire?
him, right?
Four touchdowns this
he
week.
had one game where he played well.
20 fantasy points for the last 5
career
weeks.
backup. He's on fire.
Career backup. I think he had more points than Jalen Hurts this weekend there, Homer.
Don Father, whose segment is
He's
this?
got a better record.
Exactly. Why are we talking about... Oh, jeez, anger Jay. All right, also, start Brady. I know it's a stretch starting Brady, but he's like the 16th ranked fantasy quarterback. Coming off a bye.
Guys, start the best quarterback of all time this week if you have him.
He's always good. He's always good off a bye week.
Don't sit the best quarterback of all time this week, everybody.
You got Earl Campbell. Get him in the lineup.
QB 14 this year, by the way.
If you have Walter Payton, play him.
Start Geno Smith. Start Geno Smith against the Raiders. Also coming off a bye. Raiders' pass defense is absolutely terrible. And you're going to bench Kirky. You've got to bench Kirk. He's playing against the Patriots. I can't stand them, but they're averaging less than 6 points to quarterbacks in the last 2 games. That's absolutely terrible. Game's going to be on TV. Kirk is going to choke again. You can't touch him, and you can't touch, I don't think, Aaron this week in Philly. Philly's pass defense, I mean, they almost lost to the Colts, but they played good defense all game. You cannot start Aaron, I don't think, either. And I would also, if you bleed that into the receivers, don't start Lazard. Don't start Christian Watson. I said start him last week. He had 2 touchdowns. Don't start him this week. He's going to be going against Darius Slay. I'm going to guess. I wouldn't touch him on the field. As far as other receivers, I think you want to start Drake London this week. I don't think I've ever said start him this year, but Kyle Pitts is out. He's done nothing, but he's gotten 6-7 targets a game. Played against Washington. They're pretty bad on the outside.
I thought he'd be better, no? Pitts.
I drafted him in the 3rd round. I thought he would be too. Pretty bad. Start Christian Kirk. I gave you that one a couple weeks ago. He had 3 touchdowns.
Don Father.
Yes, sir.
Would you start Jerry Rice?
Not this week.
Okay. All right. Bad matchup?
He's got a bad hamstring, I think.
He's like 68 years old, too. That could be a problem.
All right. Yeah, that's right. He's too old. He's old.
Yeah, he's hanging out with Gronk right now. Yeah. You're going to sit DJ Moore again. He stinks, but he's playing against Patrick Surtain. Devontae Adams lit up Surtain, by the way. I know I say it every week. Don't start anybody against Patrick Surtain. Adams had his number all day on Sunday. He let him know it after the game. He let him know it in the press conference that he's too young. He's not ready for me yet. He wasn't ready on Sunday. Again, I already said you're sitting Lazard. You're sitting Christian Watson. I'm going out on a limb, Mac, as far as my sitting running backs. Sit Dalvin Cook.
Why?
Because he's playing the Patriots.
Man, you are down on the Vikings.
Man,
They're really
you're
high
all
on the
about
Pats, huh?
7.3 points a game to running backs over the last 4.
coaching the Patriots.
7.3 to the running backs over the last 4 games.
Minnesota wins 38-13.
That's probably what's going to happen. Jamal Williams, by the way, murdered a lot of people in fantasy, such as me and Mac. Touchdown heavy, he had 3 1-yard touchdowns. That can't continue. You're living and dying with a touchdown. He might get you 12 yards and a touchdown, but I don't think you're going to be happy with 8 points from a guy who
Swift
gets
banged
no
up, though?
receptions. No, Swift, they said, is fully healthy this week. They're just not playing him. They're not giving him the reps. And they've been ahead in the last few games.
A year ago, he was the man, no?
Yeah.
And it pains me to say it, Mac, but Cordell, I mean, he has more yards on a kick return than he's got in the last 3 games rushing. With a 104-yard kick return, he's just not getting the carry.
All right, who are we starting?
We're starting David
Chubb
Montgomery.
Again?
David Montgomery.
Chubb had 19 yards this week, I think.
We're going to start Antonio Gibson, by the way, this week. He's getting carries. McKissick's out for the year. Finally, playing against the Falcons, who are weak against the run. Gibson's going to get you 4 or 5 catches, and they're going to start Kenneth Walker against Vegas.
That's Loddy's guy.
Yeah, I need him.
He's going to have a big game for you.
Is he?
By the way, last week I said stream, Juwan Johnson. He did have a touchdown, 50
did.
yards.
That's a heck of a call. I'll give you some
So,
props there.
On it right there. Just don't ever listen to me when it comes to Monday night games because I'm just really bad. But that's the stardom Siddums, Bob. So we can go into the
Don
pick'em
Father,
pool.
who's your pick of the week? I think I'm ahead, right?
I don't think it's close.
You are
I
not.
think I clinched.
Loddy is running away with it at 7-2 after last week.
What's my record?
7-2. I am 4-4. Mac is 4-5. Lost by half a point. That must have hurt. Angry Jay with a win is now 3-4.
How's the commish doing?
And the commish is still not on the board.
Is that why he's not here tonight?
Over 2022.
Commish has a pick, though. I know he sent it in.
Commish went with the Kansas City Chefs this week, so stay hot. No, he didn't.
No, this week.
Oh, yeah, Tampa Bay. No, that's all. Go Cleveland. I am taking Denver against Carolina, giving 2.5.
Angry?
I gave you the Lions last week against the Giants. I'm staying on the Giants.
Good pick.
Yep. Dallas minus 8.5 on Thanksgiving.
Worst pick of the year.
Gonna thump the Giants.
Worst pick of the year.
Don Father has said all night long anti-Minnesota stuff, right? I'm going Minnesota, definitely. Minus the 3.5 against the Pats. Short week for Belichick. Can't really prepare. I think Minnesota probably sat their guys the whole fourth quarter because the game is over. They're healthy. They're ready to go. I think Minnesota shows up on Thanksgiving.
Easy one for me. Off a bye week, I think the Fish are going to put up about 100. I think it's 13 against Houston. I think we got a Dolphin fan in the house here. Mr. Bedell, you liking the Fish this week?
Absolutely. Tua, Hill, Waddle. We're good to go. We're rolling, baby. Fins up.
People at home, that was absolutely. All right, this last segment brought to you by Skygazer. Also, this segment brought to you by Chiz Custom Clothing. You can get that in Bristol, big in Bristol Central. But this is the Battle of the Bell. At Muzzy Field on Thursday, 2 special teams are going to go at it. We are talking about the 3-6 Bristol Central Rams and the 1-8 Bristol. 3-6 Bristol Eastern Lancers and the 1-8 Bristol Central Rams. In other words, it matters to nobody except for the students that are going to be there and their parents.
Standing room only.
We're going to be there.
It's
Mac.
a special day in Bristol.
We're going to be there.
They serve a heck of a breakfast across the street at Augie's on whatever road that is.
Park Street.
But we'll be there. The battle for the bell. Last year's Gatorade State Player of the Year, Victor Rosa, played in the game. Did they win it? Yeah, they had to have. They had to have.
They won it.
Yeah, Eastern stunk, right?
Didn't he have a good game on Saturday for UConn, Mac?
Nah, just another 2 touchdowns and 100-something yards. But that's 8 now, people. Anyway, November 22nd, 2022. Thanks for joining us. We want to give special thanks to producer Mark Davis and also to the Round Mound of Sound audio engineer, AJ Bonnell, always bringing the noise with the sound bites. Turkey Day's coming up. Go Cowboys. I don't have to say it. I think everybody knows what's going to happen. After the demolition of the Vikings, I think the Cowboys are playing in the Super Bowl. Thanks, everybody. What do you guys think about that?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Angry Jay. All right. Thanks, everybody.